Welcome everybody to Breaking Cycles. I'm Nikko Giovanni, and I'm blessed to have one of my big brothers quickly becoming a mentor, somebody to really look to as a reference in this long run, trying to figure out our identities as men. And so you all know how Breaking Cycles came about. It was basically I wanted to give my sons like a visual diary reference point of how to deal with our emotions in certain situations and all that. And so it evolved because obviously podcasting taking off. And one of the things I've learned working in politics is, the winner is the commandeer of the conversation. Mm-hmm. And so creating a conversation and sustaining the conversation is very important right now when people feeling helpless. But today I'm blessed to have my brother Christopher Huffman in the house, looking cleaner than ever, man. Big brother is a dedicated entrepreneur, dedicated, and a published author. Please believe, and I ain't talking about one, not two, not three, not four, but we'll get into that. He's a speaker and a financial educator, and which is near and dear to me, because I know that for me, a lot of our problems come from that equity piece. And we've been getting the short end of the stick. So what you do is directly impactful to making sure we get back on track as a community. So I want to welcome you. Thank you for being here. Let the people know a little bit more, because I sometimes I like a bio, but I like to give you the chance to give it to the people. You know what I'm saying? So.
You know me, I'm from humble beginnings. I grew up in downtown Cincinnati, Lincoln Courts, Richmond Village, the first 18 years of my life. Dad wasn't in my life. Mom was always working 2 jobs, so I was raised by my great aunt. And they would call it abuse now, but she was a strong disciplinarian.
Nah.
You know what I mean? Strong disciplinarian. So that was just the beginning of my, I don't want to say shortcomings, but I come from humble beginnings.
Right.
And I've seen a lot of suffering. I can out-suffer most people. You know what I mean? I can out-suffer most people. And through all the suffering, I realized that I'm going to dedicate the rest of my life to winning. So winning started like when I was in my mid-20s. I got tired of embracing a life of pessimistic thinking and poverty consciousness. And I said, if I could just spit it, I'm going to spit winning. So even whether I was doing good or bad, it was winning. So I realized that your tongue really can reconstruct the tapestry of your reality. By the words you speak, how you think, and I started to understand that until your thoughts, your speech, and your actions are all aligned, it's inevitable you're winning time.
Oh, winning time. You already know.
Winning time. So that was the beginning of my life. I met my wife at 15 in high school. Beautiful young lady. We're still together. We've been together 31 years, married for 27 years. And
gotta clap for that. Y'all better be clapping, man.
That's one thing about finding a queen, because you become not a soulmate, but a destiny pair. And there's one thing about having a soulmate. You may have a soulmate in an unfavorable way. Sex may be good, the money may be good, but a soulmate, all facets of your relationship is good.
Ooh,
you know what I mean?
Let him cook. Nah.
But I found her at 15, settled down at 18 with her. We just been running strong ever since. Had our daughter at 20, and my daughter just changed, like I said, the trajectory of my life. Because I was looking at these lenses, and I never really had anything else to love. But after I met my daughter, she inspired me to be the best I can be.
Man, that's what I want to hear, man. I had a similar moment. I had to do some time. I had to come home, and I had to. But that point in my life, I feel like the Most High was saving me. But when I came home, I had my first son, Amir, and I tell him to this day, he's 10. I tell him to this day, man, you really changed my life. And if you out there watching right now, you really changed my life. But this is something that I tell him all the time, because, like you said, the complete trajectory of my life shifted, and I wasn't willing to take risks with this blessing, of fatherhood. And so, and I don't know about you, but I didn't have my dad, so I'm strong. You know what I'm saying? So going back to that the famous Will Smith scene where he's like, "Why you don't want me, man?" And we all hit. Like it's to more to this day, like right. So So yeah, that hit hard, man, and that's good. But now we'll continue.
Well, we're gonna get back to not having a dad because as a young man, I didn't know what a man was. I never really seen a man treat my mom good. I never even seen how a man conducted himself around a woman and how a woman conducted themselves around a man. So around men, I didn't feel comfortable because I grew up with my great aunt, my grandmothers, my sister, and my mom. I had all this feminine energy, but I didn't have any masculine energy around.
Right.
So my mom thought that I was going to be soft, and I'm naturally a nice guy. I'm a giver. My mom's like that. But since I didn't have my father's male influence at all, no phone calls, no birthdays, it was as if I didn't exist. I didn't feel loved by a man at all. At all. So I turned to martial arts and I got mentors through my masters. And they always taught me that a man is someone who is in control of his emotions and doesn't allow his emotions to control him. And my first master, Master On, he taught me to be militant minded, but never militant acting. He always taught me that people lead with peace and love. So when that time comes, they will be shocked by the devastation.
Yeah, for sure.
But not having a father in my life, it made me a better man because I was able to look at him and all the things that he did. I knew I'm not going to do that. As long as I don't do that, I'll be a great dad.
And that's a good segue because in my interpretation of this experience, I noticed that everything is cyclical.
Yeah.
So that's where breaking cycles come from because we often find ourselves in cycles. Whether they helpful or harmful, everything is guided by a cyclical principle in the universe, and so it takes balance everywhere in every sense. And so, what I want to know is because you do financial education, and it's so much that we don't know, and then there's so much more that we don't know that we don't know. So how did you come into this passion of wanting to educate in a financial way?
I've always been a teacher, no matter what I've learned. Even when I was in the hood growing up, I was always teaching my brothers different things. Because fortunately, I never went to school in the hood. I never went to Taft and Porter. Loved my Taft and Porter family, but I went to school with Al. I went to Carthage.
Okay.
They taught me French from an early age, from kindergarten up until 9th grade year. I went to CBA, Cincinnati Bilingual Academy. So I was learning math and science. So I'm coming home and teaching my brothers this, and they was like, "Man, y'all learning that?" I'm like, "Yeah, we learned this." So the financial aspect of myself comes from me being broke, by me having a child at 20. We eating dollar menu meals. We catching the bus. We're on the bus line. I'm like 23 until my wife was like, "Listen, this is the last month I'm on the bus. It's cold. You need to do what you got to do to get a car.
Gotta make it happen.
Make it happen." So I was saving some money up when I got a car, and that changed my life. So again, after I got my car, I started working different jobs. I started working in IT. I went to school of programming down in Georgia, and I got a job in IT out at Siemens. Started making it back in the day. $16 an hour was huge. Changed my life. I changed my life at like 26 years old. Changed my life, and even though I was making good money, I was still living check to check. Yeah. Because I still had poverty consciousness.
Ooh.
You know what I mean?
Can you relate? Who can relate?
Still had poverty consciousness.
Poverty consciousness.
So when I was 33 years old, I said, you know what? I'm done living check to check. I'm going to do what I got to do to make more money. That's why I started investing.
Let me pause. Can we?
Please do.
Nah, he said 33 happened. Oft times, and I build with my brothers. You know what I'm saying? Whether we, grew up or met later in life. And it's a theme, and I don't want to get into numbers too deep because we could make that a whole nother episode.
I mean, too, so you already know.
So no, we talk about how 33 is a year where something shifts. And like, I'm talking about, I had this conversation with brother after brother after brother, and then you said that, and I'm like, 33, and I call it the Jesus year, obviously. And so I'm like, it's something about, because 33, I was like, oh, no, I can control this. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm powerful because in his image. Like, and so it's crazy you say at 33. That's big, and he a numerologist. So, and nothing is arbitrary. I don't want to get too deep. Nothing is arbitrary. If it makes sense, then it makes sense. Go ahead, finish. Yeah, that's deep.
Well, when I was 33, I started investing in crypto. Bitcoin was like $1,200, and I put like $900 in there.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this was back then.
This back then, man. Sometimes, and I say this because our community is threat sensitive, but we're not opportunity sensitive for the most part. Some of us, like yourself, is seeing where we can come in and disrupt and break these cycles of generational curses. Like so, yeah. So you got in the crypto.
Got in the crypto.
Boom.
My money forex. I thought I hit it big.
Oh, nah.
I had never had my hands on big money like that.
Right.
And then I realized, okay, now that I'm making money, what I'm going to do? I'm not going to just spend this money. What can I do to make when I've got a car? And just start doing other things and start being more mindful of how I'm spending my money. And started reading books about wealth and money and finances. And I read this book called The Richest Man in Babylon. And it taught me about putting my money in vehicles that's going to make babies for me. If you're just making money, you're spending your money, you're wasting your money.
Yeah.
Well, that's when I started to invest, and I started to really just think about things. What can I do? Me understanding that there's an aspect of the creator within me that I can create things. How can I monetize that? And that's when I started writing and started doing all the things that I'm doing.
Yeah, that IP. I just want to take a moment to just make sure I'm highlighting that IP is some of the most fruitful things you can give to the world. Like the things that come out of your brain are powerful. Like you said, it's a piece of the creator in all of us. And when we start to share that and put that into a package to share with others, it's impactful. And so yeah, man, that's dope.
You know, it's amazing how this serendipitous things happen when you're doing things for the betterment of mankind. Whenever you do things without wanting anything in return, just to give, the universe just opens up different doors of opportunity for you. And just by me giving, I start to realize that all the challenges that I went through helped me evolve. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people think that these bad things or unfavorable situations are bad. No, your challenges help you to evolve. But a lot of people fight for their limitations and they get to keep them. So when you keep fighting for the things that aren't serving you, you're telling the universe, I want more of them. So I started to come to the conclusion that, okay, all this bad thing that happened to me, why did I choose for this to happen? I started creating answers for the things. So when you create an answer for your suffering, you're telling the universe, I got it. I no longer have a need to have a deed to suffer this way again.
Right. And
that's when I started to just keep evolving. I started to raise my identity. You raise your identity by the books you read and the company you keep. So I started to clean my plate. All my homies I grew up with, love them to death. We grew up without our dads, them like my brothers. But I had to let them go. I had the understanding of Maslow's pyramid. And Maslow's pyramid is, you have 3 levels on this pyramid. You got a bottom level, middle level, and top level. If I'm at the top and I keep going down to get my brothers and trying to raise them up, I cannot usurp my financial divinity while holding on to someone who doesn't have wealth consciousness.
Right.
They're going to pull me down.
Right. And so that don't help nobody.
They don't help nobody.
They don't help nobody.
So then I had the understanding that your thoughts reconstruct the tapestry of your reality. You're either attracting beacons of light or beacons of darkness. So I only started to think positive. I started saying mantras. I stopped using barnyard vernacular. I stopped cursing. You know, I stopped doing all the things that weren't serving me in a positive way. And over time, you know, all those little bitty micro habits started to just change my life.
Hey, micro to macro. It gotta be that way, because that's how omnipresence works. Like, you know what I'm saying? And so let's go back, because we share something in this martial arts background.
Oh yeah.
You was put in early. Shout out to my mama. She put me in the Evanston Rec Center. It was Master Harris up there. He was teaching Shotokan. She signed me up, and then I've been in martial arts ever since, trying to hone. And I want to bring this up because in the work that I do right now in the community, the goal is to save the babies.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? And so part of that is, you know, putting attention and resources to the mental health aspect of teaching our kids emotional intelligence, giving them tools to deal with mental aggravations and the predispositions that come from traumatic cycles.
Oh yeah.
So one of the things we got to introduce is that's where my discipline came from. And so discipline is a foundation of which to build upon. And so a lot of these young brothers, they don't have that. They don't have I was also, although my father wasn't there,
Mm-hmm.
I was still blessed to have real men in position to give me that to emulate. And so it still was a high standard in my world of a man.
Yeah.
Like, so I'm blessed to have that, and looking at the world now, I try to give more grace, knowing that a lot of people don't have that.
Yeah.
And so that's what martial arts meant to me. Like you said, my masters, it was tough. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Don't get no D's and C's, none of that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you come in there, you get whooped on.
Yeah, they say hit you.
So
Yeah, they say hit you.
So when did you start?
I started when I was 6 years old. I got beat up. I got jumped in front of my mom. We moved from 532 Clark Street in Lincoln Courts. We moved down to 660 Clark Street. My mom was in the window, new to the court. Didn't have any older brothers, and my mom seen me get jumped. I come in the house crying. She said, "Well, you better get out there and fight those boys." I'm saying, "There's two of them." She said,
Yeah,
"Oh,
you
you
know
got beat."
Black mama gonna tell you.
Went out there and got beat up again. So when it was done, she said, "I like the way you was fighting. You got to learn to fight." So the next week, I went to Master On Hamilton Avenue, and he taught me martial taekwondo from the time I was 6 years old up until I was 13. And then from there, I went to box at the neighborhood house for a little bit, learned under Roy Dale.
Oh, shout out. Yeah.
Shout out to the Finley Street neighborhood house. And from there, I fell in love with my wife when I was 16. Didn't do any martial arts. I still had the skill, I still had the skills. But after I had my daughter, I understood that martial arts was my environmental source code. It changed my environmental source code. It used to be a lot of soaking and suffering, but martial arts taught me structure, and it taught me to fight my way through whatever, fight my way through the challenges. And I started taking Dragon Fist Kung Fu. Shout out to Shifu Ware. And after Dragon Fist Kung Fu, I seen this movie called Ip Man. And I said, I need to know that.
I need to know that. Y'all know. Some of them say IP man.
Yeah, they do say IP
Man. You know what?
But it's really Yip Man.
Yeah, it's
Yip Man.
Yeah.
But I found a Wing Chun master. I went to his home. It was like a little Shaolin in his home.
Okay.
Passed out because he was so tough. He wanted too much. My money wasn't that long yet. So I started going to the Reed Academy of Martial Arts when I was 26 years old.
Okay.
And from the time I was 26 until I was like 43, I was there.
I think one of the first times I saw you was on a video where you was teaching one of my brothers some wushu. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The homie. Yeah, I saw it. And I was like, I was able to recognize the structure that you was talking about. I was able to recognize. I'm like, oh yeah. I was like, one day I'm gonna get a chance to make sure we
family.
Iron on iron. Yeah. I'm organic like that. And then I put so much on myself. I try not to let that spread out.
Yeah.
Cause I'm working on not doing that to myself. Like but yeah. So I went from Shotokan. Well, our mamas got to know each other because I lived on Montgomery.
Okay.
And I was raised by my grandma while my mama was in school in Philly, and it was just a big house. My grandma got 11 kids, so we was close. Right. So it was more like a brother sister than a nephew, auntie uncle thing. So anyway, it was a next door neighbor, and we was playing football or whatever. My ball went over there. Now they had a kid. I guess he was a bully or whatever, and but I was, I thought I was him.
Yeah.
But I was like, get my ball, man, or it's going down. Like he literally just opened the gate, came out, and popped me right in my nose, like, and I just started leaking.
Shocked you.
It shocked me. I went in there, like, then hey, you better look, wipe that up. We gotta, my uncle, get out here, man. And so we got a little tussle. He got the tussle, he threw me to the ground, and my mama like, yeah, we got.
We got to get you trained up.
Shit, we gotta do something about this. And I went to Shotokan, then I went to Tang Sudo, which is a Korean art from the Bell brothers, Bell Martial Arts. Shout out, they still in action up in College Hill. And then after that, I was training with Muay Thai. With my dad in my later years. So I've always tried to add and collect and add. But to your point, I like, what'd you say, my environmental source code? That's, he cooking over here. No. I say that because a lot about martial arts is never even having to fight. And so when I'm talking to these young brothers, I'm really like, when you get a discipline, when it's muscle memory and you done devoted and committed to what it means to make it a lifestyle, not just I want to fight, I want to get some aggression out. But if you make it a lifestyle, just knowing what you're capable of is enough. So it's enough. It's enough to be like, you know what, brother, you got it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Aside from kicking in my door and threatening my family, you pretty much got it, brother. And so I'm gonna bring you in. We're doing the academy real soon.
Okay.
Just looking for the space and the right funding partners, which is going good. But I want to make sure, cause it's gonna be something big, and you know how that.
Oh yeah.
And I don't want nobody to like, let's shut that down. Like, but
you gotta do it in silence. We gotta move in silence.
We gotta move in silence. But I brought that up because this is a big dog, and hopefully I get a chance. No, ain't no hopefully. We gonna get a chance to.
It's already done.
Run it through it and get nicer and sharper. But
Wing Chun was just a start. Wing Chun was the first step to Kung Fu. Then from Wing Chun got transitioned to Silat, and then Kali, stick and knife fighting, then the Balintawak, then Bando, then Savat, and then little Judo and little Jiu-Jitsu and some Muay Thai. So one thing that I learned about martial arts, when you master aspects of yourself, it helps you master other facets of yourself. So by mastering my body, it helped me master my mind, helped me master my emotions, helped me master my speech. It changed my environmental source code. I'll never forget this young girl when I was in the 4th grade named Melissa Clements. She said, "Why do you talk like that?" I said, "What do you mean?" She said, "You talk like you in the streets." I said, "Well, this is how all my homies talk." She said, "Well, your homies over here?" And I was like, "Whoa." Okay.
Hello.
I was in 4th grade. And that's when I started to work on my vernacular. And I was being more cautious about the lexicon that I use when I conduct myself around people. You know what I mean? This is 4th grade. And so when I was going outside, I started to go to the library and read more. You know what I mean? It just changed you. It changes you. Whenever you read a book, people, it creates new neurons in your brain. And when people don't read, they have a 1-lane highway and it gets congested. They're like, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? They can't really think. But the more you read, you have multi-layers and multi-highways. So you may stutter because you can't wait to get your information out. So that's why reading is so fundamental. It helps you become a better speaker. It helps you speak with astute vernacular, and it makes you more calm when you're conveying information. You know what I'm saying? It helps you divulge what you really mean versus saying, "What's that word? What am I trying to say?" So reading is fundamental, and that's why I write books on our people's level. Not that it's not a high level, but we write a different way.
Right. We comprehend a different way.
So when I write, a little bit of my consciousness bleeds into you. So everyone who reads my books, they say, "Man, I feel like you was talking to me." I was.
I was. I'm talking to all you. He talking to all of us.
Yeah.
Nah, because you said pathways, all this AI talk, right? And, I'm a big proponent of AI and using it the right way, hopefully responsibly. But I think a lot of times we discredit everything that's happening. Like these supercomputers, like you said, when you engage and do it the right way, you'd be surprised at your capability and your capacity. Like this brother, how many books you wrote?
Wrote 9. My last book was 4 weeks ago, actually. Poetry written in the dark. Yeah.
Poetry. Oh, okay.
I got you a book.
Okay.
I didn't bring it, but
all right, bet. Because I'm gonna get everybody get a print.
Yeah.
One of my prints.
Okay. I hope you get published, man. If you ain't already published, it won't cost you nothing.
Okay.
Publishing is free these days, family.
Okay, so that last. Free 99 is my favorite thing.
Hey.
So 9 books. So how? And what's been the time?
When I was 40, my daughter told me to stop being so selfish with my gifts. She said,
"Kids,
yeah,
y'all listen to them kids, man.
Yeah, listen to the kids. They come here knowing what they're supposed to do.
They already know. Like, go ahead.
Parents, don't try to live vicariously through your kids. Because you didn't do it, don't mean that your kids want to do it. We're here to guide them. They come here already know what they're supposed to do. But my daughter found my book of poetry. She was like, "Daddy, these are pretty good. You ever thought I get these published?" Nobody want to read my stuff. She was like, "You never know. Stop being so selfish with your gifts." First month, made $1,400 on a book of poetry.
What?
Yeah. But the first 20 pages was just about my life. All the challenges that I've been through, all the fights, all the suffering that I've been through. All the, I was one of those people that was willingly placing himself on a human wall of suffering. I was willingly asphyxiating myself on a human wall of suffering.
Oh, yeah.
I wasn't showing it to the world, but everything was filtered through a backpack of pestilence. So I had to understand that I had to learn to archive and categorize my suffering and move on.
Right.
Because whenever you evolve as a person, you literally go into a whole other dimension. Who you once was is no longer you. Somebody
get him a church. Y'all gonna miss some of this, but I hope y'all rewatch it. I don't want to interrupt my bag if you cooking, man. Well, whole nother dimension.
In my third book, Wealth Consciousness, I'll go back to the string of my books, but my third book, Wealth Consciousness, I give a ritual on how to dissolve a lot of your suffering so you can move on. So a lot of things that happened to me that were really unfavorable as far as getting beat, shot at, pistol whipped, all the stuff, you can go back in time in a meditation in your mind and recreate a new reality that didn't happen. But your subconscious mind can't understand, can't distinguish between what happened and what you're currently thinking. So all the times that I got beat up and jumped and pistol whipped and shot at, I went back into that meditation and I thought about a favorable situation. I held on to that and then I moved forward. And that's how I choose to jump different dimensions, by creating a whole new reality and moving on from that. And over time, the negative aspect of things that happen dissolve because they no longer exist because I jumped from that to this
you left
thing. And that helped me dissolve a lot of my suffering. And that's where dissolving your limitations come from. So all my books were mainly aspects of myself that I wanted to wash away. So my first book was called The Enlightened Talk. It's a book of metaphysical spiritual poems that's guaranteed to titillate your frontal lobe. My second book was called Poverty Consciousness. It's about me growing up in a
I love that title.
It's heavy. My third book was called Wealth Consciousness. And it helps you usurp your financial divinity. But I realized that coming from poverty consciousness and jumping to wealth consciousness was too daunting of a feat for most people. So then I wrote Dissolving Your Limitations. So I should have wrote Poverty Consciousness, Dissolving Your Limitations, and then Wealth Consciousness.
Dang, I had the poverty consciousness.
We all did. Then I made consciousness equals choice. It's a banger. And consciousness equals choice means as long as you're breathing, as long as you can make a choice, you're conscious. And wherever you are in life is a reflection of all your choices, your thoughts, and your actions. I don't care what anyone says. And then from there, I started writing another book of poetry called Seeds of Time, Volume 1. Seeds of Time, Volume 2. And then I wrote Divinations. It's an amalgamation of all these different pantheons, of all these rituals that you can use to raise up yourself.
That's the one.
Palmistry, numerology, astrology. It's a bunch of, it's called Divinations. A lot of divinations in there.
Because it's science. It's science, y'all.
It's science, fam. It's science. It's not even science. It's beyond that. Science isn't a strong enough word for what it is. And then my latest book was called Poetry Written in the Dark. Because a lot of people love the whimsical things, the things that make you feel good. But a lot of people need to hold on to something unfavorable that they can relate to help them get over that hump. Because when someone hears something that's too good for them to believe is true for themselves, their need to succeed isn't titillated. So with Poetry Written in the Dark, that book will help you hold on to something that you can relate to move over that hump.
Yeah, man. You know, I'm a creative at heart. So I am a musician and a painter. I don't even like to put a title on it because however I'm moved to express in a way to create, I just do that. I love the variety of your catalog because it's it's financial education, but hold on, because we not a monolith in no way or form. And so, but look, this also what kept me and what keeps me to this day. And I think we need more of that sharing, which is something that's intrinsic to us, but we don't got that from generation to generation to generation passed down, which is something that's so important. Which is why I want to segue because we both were without our fathers for the majority of our lives. Okay, and so when I got 3 boys and a baby girl, and I was at odds with my dad for such a long time, and I was just angry. I wasn't emotionally intelligent. I didn't have tools to regulate myself, and so we had a couple fights as I got, martial.
Yeah, that's what we do.
And then when you get
I'm with you.
And so and it just got real toxic. But we did get a place where my mama sent me up there because I was wild. And and we was able. I think we was more friends than we should have been, but we both. It was a lot we both didn't know.
Right.
And so we was just trying to make it make sense. And but when I had my kids, or particularly my sons, I started noticing that the source code, to your point, it's in the DNA as well. So we can kind of just give a reference point or a guide post. Because like you said, they might not want to, I paint, they might not be painting.
Yeah.
I ain't about to paint.
Yeah.
But a lot of times they do want to do some of the things because it's written in the DNA. And so I wanted them to have access beyond me to their roots. That's why I was saying that hand-me-down history, culture, tradition, that's so important because without your roots, the reference, you gotta keep coming back. You said you need something to keep you.
Yeah.
Like you need something relative to you that's relative to your daddy's daddy. Yeah? And so that's your strength. That's also your strength. Like it can be your weakness, but more than that, it can be your strength. And so I wanted to get him. So I had this moment where I had to be like, well, I feel like in order to be selfless for them, I gotta be selfish. And so what that means is I want them to be the best they can. I want them to be better than me. You know how that feels. I want them to be better than me. So I can't, because of my emotional commitment to not addressing this relationship, right? They don't have access. So let me eat that because they didn't do nothing.
Right.
And so I encourage you all out there to, if there is an avenue to mend or even to start to have conversations, you will find that part of your healing is hindered in running away from the problem. It's a story about how they purify silver, and you gotta watch it. You know what I'm saying?
Get all those impurities out.
Yeah, and then how you know it's done, and then it's a reflection of me. Like, and so we want to be in that heat. We want to remember that heat, and so we don't got that. So in your family, how are you breaking cycles to make sure that that's not a dynamic moving forward?
It's a good question. One thing I realized early on was I had to go beyond my father. I had to go to see who was pouring into him. Sometimes we criticize the people above us, but not going beyond them to see why they are like they are.
Right.
My father never had a father to pour into him. So my father didn't understand how important it was to pour into me. He had brothers to help pour into him. I was alone out there. So by me not having my father pour into me, I said that I need to pour into my daughter excessively. I poured into everything that I could think of. She used to think I talked too much, but I understood that she'd hear me later. So now that she's a mature woman, she's 29 years old, she's doing well financially, she has wealth consciousness. She's way more than I thought she ever would be. You know what I'm saying? So by me pouring into her, if she chooses to have children, she'll pour into them on a different level. So that's how we stop that. We dissolve the need to have hate, and we have to focus on our will. Our will to succeed needs to be stronger than your will to fail. And a lot of people's will to fail is much stronger than their will to succeed.
Right.
And that's what helped me. I had a strong desire beyond anything else to be successful in life. And it has nothing to do with money. Because when you die, no one's counting your money.
Right.
They're counting their memories, and they're counting how they felt around you.
The impact. Y'all know I always talk about impact, man. Be here to impact, and it just improves your. This is copywritten, but I'm gonna keep using it because
Please do.
Environmental source code is deep. I only want to say that because it feels like a matrix with everything that's going on, but it really is because everything simplified is energy. And so it's just communication between all this energy. And part of how you change parts of your life that you don't like is just jumping out. It's like getting in that ice bath. Like sometimes you just gotta do it so that it's done.
That's it.
And so
it's called dharma.
Oh yeah.
So a lot of people know about karma. Karma's when it's a momentum that you make. So if you do a lot of bad things, you're going to have karma or momentum come and find you. But Dharma is doing things for people or the world without wanting anything in return to dissolve a lot of your negative karma. So when you do Dharma or give light to people, you help raise the vibration of not that just that person, this whole world, this whole earth. You never know what one of these books is going to change the trajectory of someone's mindset when they read it. You never know how are you doing today? It's going to help someone get over that.
I say that all the time.
You're looking at someone dead in the eyes when you talk to them. These are like sons. We connect this way. But when you're talking to someone, you're not connected with them. You either don't have confidence or you're just too sneaky for me to be around.
Young man, and young women.
Yeah.
I want to just stress this while he on it. Straight posture. Look dead into your eyes when you're speaking to someone. It really, a lot of this mega computing is done in a subconscious way. So a lot is happening when you adjust these minor things and how you present yourself in the world, especially in a world that's giving a negative connotation to your existence from the jump. And so, I'm big on not compromising sense of identity or self, for whatever, whether it's career or financial gain or notoriety. I feel like a no compromise strategy on my deathbed. I don't want to be there like, oh my, what have I done?
Right.
And so that's one of the major battles with self that I think we all are dealing with. Now I'm always talking about all, but you'll hear me really lift black men because obviously, you know what I'm saying? I want to make sure that we having our own conversations. A lot of time conversations are commandeered by other folks, and I don't want to discredit nobody's conversation, but I also want to make sure that I'm fighting for mine. And so, that's big. And so, I want to move on because financially, my boy is winning. I think I'm trying to get on. I think I'm winning. I think I'm blessed every day.
You are blessed.
You know what I'm saying? Thank you, and I feel the exact same way. But I'm always, I'm always trying to make sure that more is being done so that my kids can be comfortable and compete in a competitive world and be able to impact.
Okay.
And so, you are a licensed life insurance agent.
That's correct.
Because it's a good segue. We talking about family and breaking generational cycles. I've known for some time that one of the key foundations of stepping out of that negative financial generational cycle is life insurance.
Yes.
Major key because it's one of the four certains that you're gonna get in life that it's an expiration date. And so when you think about everything that you do in life and everything that you sacrifice, whether it's a resource or your time or your energy, you for me, I know I want to make sure that it's counting towards the future of my kids.
Yeah.
And so this is a no-brainer for me. Everybody should have life insurance, because everybody gonna die. Let's just be clear about that. And so how has first when you came into life insurance, what was that aha moment where you was like, oh nah, I gotta take this like fish and bread to the people?
When I read about the Rockefeller's waterfall method, it just changed me. Because, a lot of people, cognitive dissonance sets into people when you tell them something that's so beyond the boundaries of what they understand, they just shut down. And our people kept dying in my family. Friends kept dying. GoFundMes. We were getting comfortable with getting GoFundMes. We're not taking care of our responsibilities while we're alive, and our descendants are. We're leaving bills instead of wheels. We're leaving bills instead of wheels.
Is not okay.
Not okay. But one thing about what I do is I help people protect the things they earn, love, and trust. And it's not about having commission breath, because we don't make any money off the people. The insurance company pays them handsomely to be the liaison between you and them. So one thing about life insurance is, like you said earlier, no one's immortal. You're going to die.
It's going down.
We're going to be, what do they call it, unalive.
Which is going down.
It's going down. So, but one thing I don't want people to understand is I'm not selling death insurance.
Right.
I'm selling life insurance. I'm putting people in vehicles that's going to outpace inflation. Because if you don't put your money that's going to outpace inflation, this is inflation. If you put your money in a vehicle that doesn't outpace it, you're going to run out of money eventually. It's inevitable. But if you put your money in a vehicle that's going to outpace inflation, you're going to have inflation pushing your money up.
Cushion.
I
want cushion, man.
Want cushion. So one thing that I do is I put people in vehicles that they can take out while they're alive. You can leverage life insurance policies while you're alive. You know, everyone's big on credit, and credit's good. You know, if you're looking at gets a handout from someone else, but you can become your own bank or have infinite banking yourself by putting your money into a vehicle that's tied to the S&P 500. Because I also was a day trader and crypto investor for years.
Okay.
And I understand how the market goes. The market always goes up. Yeah, it retraces down to get all the liquidity.
Yeah,
but it's going to bounce back up.
Yeah.
So if you put your money in life insurance that's tied to an S&P 500 or other indices, over time your money's going to grow. And one thing that a lot of people don't understand is stock market, crypto, real estate, 401ks, you're going to pay taxes on that. But with life insurance policy, you're putting your money in a vehicle, and it's not an investment because you have to pay taxes on investments.
Right.
Life insurance is the only vehicle in America where you don't have to pay capital gains or taxes on the capital gains.
Wealth tip. Wealthy people know it.
So if you got, let's say you're making about 10, 20 grand a month, you can put your money into an index universal life insurance policy, and that money's going to increase 10%, up to 10% every year. Let's just say 9% every year.
Yeah.
So just do the math.
I'm about to say do the math, y'all.
And this is year after year. So if you start when you're 20 years old, let's just say everyone say, I'm not going to college, I'm going to take this $100,000 loan, put it into an IUL. By the time they're 45, they'll be a millionaire, never have to work again. Because you can take a loan out of your life insurance, still keep your $1 million death benefit when you die, but you can take a full $500,000 up to $1 million loan out of your own policy tax free. When you want it, 2 days, here you go, sir. And put that money into an annuity. So with annuities, we use the rule of 72.
Okay.
And the rule of 72 is you take 72 and you divide it by the percent of interest. So let's just say, just keep it simple for people.
Okay.
You got $100,000. You put that into an annuity. Most people retire, they have 4, 6, sometimes $1 million. We don't keep it at $100,000. You put that $100,000 in annuity, the average interest rate is like 10%. So every 7.2 years, it's going to double. So if you're 50 years old, you put $100,000. By the time you're 57, you have $200,000. By the time you're 64, you'll have $400,000. By the time you're 72, you'll have $800,000.
Listen, you ain't gonna stop aging. Time ain't gonna stop.
Yeah, time is a constant. No one's ever beat time.
Change that perspective.
And the beauty about annuity, you'll never lose money. Because money only grows in 3 ways. A lot of people don't understand this. Fixed, variable, and indexed. You have a checking account, right? That's a fixed account.
Okay.
How often does your money double in your checking account? It never does. But then you have variable. A variable is up and down as a stock market, your crypto, your 401ks, IRAs. It's a parabolic curve. Yeah, you're guaranteed to win money, but you're also guaranteed to lose.
Yeah.
So if I were to ask you, how much money can you afford to lose every year?
Okay.
The answer should be 0.
0.
But then you have indexed. Index is a hybrid of the two. It has the protection of the fixed, but the growth of the variable account.
Ooh.
And you don't have to pay. I don't want to say, we can't say not paying taxes anymore. We have to say tax advantage. Tax advantage means tax free.
Yeah, well, hey, you want every tax advantage you can get. I'll tell you that right now.
Right. So if you're not putting your money into an indexed account with tax advantage abilities, it's inevitable you will run out of money. A lot of people don't know after they retire, they have, let's say, $100,000 in their 401k. The government's going to take 30% off top before you even get a dime.
Off the titty.
Off the tip. Off the titty, off the breast, off the areolas.
Off the areolas.
It's going to take it.
Every time, too.
Every time. But there's a way around it. If you know a licensed insurance agent like myself, we can roll that money over to an annuity. You get to keep that 30%. You can roll over the whole $100,000, not take any taxes off. And these insurance companies, for doing business with them, will give you anywhere between an 8 to 12% return on your money instantly.
We get some high numbers again.
So if you got $100,000, they're gonna give you $12,000 the day you do it, just for doing it. Just for doing it.
When the last time somebody just gave you, you know what I'm saying, $12,000? Come on now.
And if you hold that annuity for at least 10 years, they're gonna give you an 85% bonus or whatever you got in there.
Talking about all the advantages, you still get that benefit if something happens to you.
Yeah.
And when you got a family, bills, not bills, leave wills.
Yeah.
That's the key. And so what's the company?
It's called PHP. I'm a broker under Legal Legacy Financial, but the umbrella is called People Helping People.
People helping people.
It's a Black and Latino owned company, and it's for us. You know, a lot of these insurance companies, they have commission breath. Mm-hmm. We put people in vehicles that want to outpace inflation with insurance policies that have living benefits, a cash value, and a death benefit. We all know what the death benefit is. When you die, you get some money.
Right.
Cash value, a portion of your monthly payment goes into a bucket that's invested into the stock market. Mm-hmm. That's your cash value. And then you have what's called living benefits. Let's say you're working and you get into a car wreck and you can't work for 6 months. Are your bills going to stop?
They will not.
So what's your plan?
Have one.
So if you have a life insurance policy, you can enact the living benefit portion of it, meaning that they'll give you anywhere between 20 up to 90% of your death benefits while you're still living tax-free. Mm. So if let's just say you have $1 million policy, they'll give you $910,000 tax-free. Mm. Let's say it's January. You get a $1 million policy, you're paying $400-500 a month for it. Okay. If you're young. And then February comes along, you get into a bad car wreck. Now you only paid on this policy 1 month for this $1 million policy. They'll still give you $900,000.
You heard it here. Definitely gonna put your info.
Please do.
In the comments or in the bio. Info in the bio right now. Okay, that's it. So from this position, what leadership principles have formed from being in this space for how long?
I'm in this space for 3 years now.
In quarterbacking and leading teams into financial freedom, what are some leadership principles that, you know?
Well, the biggest leadership principle is we teach young men confidence. Mm-hmm. We don't just say, hey, go out and sell life insurance. We teach you how to talk to people. Mm-hmm. We teach you how to find people's pain. Mm-hmm. Because pain makes people move. Mm-hmm. Forget the money. What's your plan? You got 3 kids. If something happens to you tomorrow, what's your plan? What's going to happen to your babies? They're going to be homeless. Yeah. Well, you the sole breadwinner. What's your plan, brother? I mean, for real, what's your plan?
What's your plan?
Most people don't have one. So one thing, we help men develop a business plan, and we teach them a financial plan. Mm-hmm. We teach them how to dress. Mm-hmm. I take my agents out to KG. I teach them how to get a suit. I teach them how to wear a proper suit, how to get it hemmed, and how to get it fitted for yourself. I teach you how to tie a tie. I teach you how to put your hanky in. I teach you how to walk with confidence. I teach you how to coordinate your socks to your shirt.
Hello.
To your tie,
talk to him. Hey, he slipped up. He surprised me. I got a suit. I got a few suits. Yeah. I don't want y'all to think I ain't got no suits. Next time we sit down, y'all want to sleep.
Yeah, I'm always dressed down because the way you look is a reflection of who you are inside. Mm. So if someone's walking around with dirty shoes, they just let you know they really don't care.
They don't care.
They can say what they want, but they don't care. Mm-hmm. Even when I didn't have any money, I was always clean.
Yeah.
Before I had my suits, I was still crispy and clean.
Yeah. Fly without the check.
Fly without, you always got to be clean. There was some time where I was washing my clothes in the tub with joy. Because I didn't have money, I didn't have the quarters for the dryer or whatever, or the washing machine. Man. But other leadership skills is we teach men how to be men. Mm. And men, we protect the queens. We look after the queens.
That part.
And that's just it. We make sure the women are okay. So when we travel across this country, we like wolves. I'm the one in the back making sure everybody's good. Mm-hmm. The newer agents, we put them in the middle. You know what I'm saying? The older people, we put them in the front to make sure, everything's cool. I like to watch everybody. So whenever we travel, everyone knows when you're with me, you're good.
You're good. Yeah, and don't, for real though.
It's in there.
It's in there. It's up there, Steve. So in your life, give me one of the hardest cycles you had to break.
The hardest cycle that I had to break was knowing that I was great. because I was supposed to be
something like that.
I should have been a statistics. No one believed I was going to do anything. Even to this day, it's all the dreams of grandeur, all the great things that I've done. But my family, they still see that ghetto Chris with no daddy. You know, although I can help them, they haven't raised their identity enough to understand who I am to this day.
You gotta meet me there. You gotta meet me halfway. Like I gotta, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
So I had to raise my identity. I had to usurp my identity, and I had to usurp my financial identity too. So just knowing that I was great, regardless of how much money I had, and that's what birthed wealth consciousness. In a wealth consciousness, I talk about your wealth is a percentage of your 5 closest friends. And if you're doing better than your 5 closest friends, you're just the best of the losers.
I ain't really got no friends. Could you be one of my 5?
Of course, bro.
Thank you. Okay, we got it. We got it. It's official.
We tapped in. But the biggest thing I had to break was knowing that I was great. You know, I'm not really a religious man. I'm a spiritual guy, but I accept all pantheons. And I know that there's something godly within me. And now that I know that, I act accordingly.
Yeah. That's the omnipresence. I also feel like God can be everything to everybody, and he is. And so that's how I move. I like that because I'm spiritual. I actually grew up Church Christ. You know, my mama had me baptized when I was a little boy. Then I met my dad and I took a shahada, which is comparable to the baptism for Islam. And although I don't put them titles on me right now, I do feel like the pathway was my pathway.
There you go.
And so it taught me I needed both. I needed exposure to both of these things in order to form the spiritual consciousness that I have, which is selfish, and I treat it in such a way that you can't tell me nothing about my relationship with my creator, and I want y'all to be selfish about that.
One thing before you go on, one thing I want the people to understand is you want to have a harmonious balance within yourself. Some people are just naturally drawn to the dark. So light and dark, they're both different aspects of the creator's life. Because neither one's bad or good. Depending on the challenges that you've gone through will lead you down different paths. So me, what I wanted to do was create a harmonious balance. So what I did was all the negative that I've been to, I created a bridge to find more light in my life. So since I've gone through so much darkness, I focus more on light things now. Some people who had everything given to them, they may need to tap into a little darkness, not a negative aspect of themselves, but just some suffering so they can realize how great they are. So I'm always giving things, I'm always knowing that I'm a beacon of light for people who are looking for light.
I'm grateful. I say that all the time. I'm grateful. I just make sure that I say that, man. And that darkness that he's referring to is big because it's a part of you. We got to embrace the full you in order to do real work.
Yes.
Now you do, I'm big with the youth in the community.
Oh yeah.
I understand that you do mentorship as an extension of that financial education and more, whether it's dressing, presenting yourself, building confidence, which I think is the biggest epidemic for our young black boys, is a lack of identity. And the identity is there, the greatness is there, the self-doubt is also, and big up to you for continuing to do the work in the field. But tell us more about how you impacting the youth.
You know, back in the day, like in my mid-30s, once I started to rise myself up and get myself off that human wall of suffering, I started to go to cultural arts centers around the city and just talk to the impoverished youth. I started creating seeds of light in their minds by telling my story, letting them know that it's okay, where you are now isn't where you're going to be in life. You know, sometimes when you fight for your limitations, you get to keep them, but we have a chance to allow our challenges to help us evolve. And that's what I have to do. I make people not feel so bad about the bad things they've gone through. Sometimes when you've gone through a lot of suffering, it's like a tattoo on your consciousness, and you don't feel worthy of greatness. You know what I mean?
And you are though.
And you are though. when you've gone through things, I'm twice the man as a regular man that had their dad, because I can go up to any man and I know what I'm capable of, and I'm self-taught. I'm a self-taught man in everything. So that's what makes me feel great. But if someone always has someone giving them things, they might understand what their greatness is.
Right.
Because you measure a man's success by not what they have, but how far they've come. Not by what they have, but how far they've come.
And I also agree, like the saying is, you don't really value men until they're not present anymore, because now everything that they impacted or did is a void now, and the void oftentimes is magnanimous. So I want to, before we get into our little rundown of questions, I want, what would be one blueprint you wanted to leave your kids and the world? One blueprint.
You know, the biggest blueprint that I've always been mindful of was joy.
Joy.
Joy is the foundation of everything. Everything that I do, I like to smile and have fun. It's not always about being hard and tough. It's about enjoying what you're doing. Because I feel my best when I'm having fun. So when my daughter was younger, to this day when we go out, I look to help. Not from a financial sense, but from a verbal sense, from emotional presence, eye contact. No matter who I meet, every cashier, if I'm getting fast food, how you doing today? How was your day today? Everything's good? I like to connect to people.
Fortification, man, that's major.
Yeah, I'm always dropping packets of my light around the world.
Seeds.
Wherever I go. That's where the seeds of time comes from. My book, Seeds of Time.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm always dropping facets of who I am around everyone, because you may not remember anything that I said, but you remember how you felt when you were around me. So the biggest thing that I've given my daughter was joy, always being kind, always being nice to people. You
Go a long way.
One analogy that I always have is I'm like a warrior with my sword dragging behind me. It's cutting grooves in the ground, sparks flying out. You can't see it, but when it's time for me to strike, it's as light as a feather.
Oh yeah, I'm ready now.
Yeah, I'm ready. But all you see is joy, happiness, and peace and love. So joy. That's the biggest thing.
Joy, man.
Joy.
It come in the morning, but it's also throughout the day. Be grateful. So I got a couple, you know what I'm saying, a little rapid fire little thing.
Please.
And it's just, just off the top, you know what I'm saying? Let's get it.
Yes, sir.
So, okay. Basketball GOAT. I'm going to give you 3. MJ, Kobe, or Bron.
Me, I'm going with MJ, because after MJ started playing, I stopped watching.
Okay. Okay. You put your peanut butter in the fridge or the pantry?
It better be in the pantry.
In the pantry.
It better be.
Wife.
But
now I ain't going to get in trouble.
It gets hard. It messes up your bread if it's in the refrigerator.
Yes. Just breaking my little bread up. Anyway.
It affects the structural integrity of the peanut butter.
Man.
It's supposed to be smooth.
Spitting facts, bruh. I'm not playing.
Man. Come on, man.
Favorite action movie?
Favorite action movie? As a child, Remo Williams. As an older man, Ip Man.
Okay, good segue. Bruce Lee or Chuck Norris? I'm playing. The real question is Bruce Lee or Michael J. White?
My seafood and my lineage is through Bruce Lee, because Danny Nasano taught my master directly, and I'm right in his lineage. So
okay. Oh yeah.
I went to Seattle, went to his grave, gave my offerings to him and Brandon Lee. So Bruce Lee all day.
Okay.
Now, do I think Bruce Lee can beat Michael J. White? No. Let's just be real. Michael J. White is a bigger dude.
I was like,
and he's nice.
He's nice.
If it was a fight happening.
It was a fight happening. I would say Bruce Lee, I think, is a better teacher.
Yeah.
Off strength. Yeah. He coming from his own phenotype of doing and creating his own flow. But to your point, if a fight is happening right now, I'm gonna go with Michael J. White. Okay, Martin or Fresh Prince of Bel-Air?
Martin.
Let's go! You already know how I'm coming about Martin. Martin. Top tier, next level.
Another level.
Boom, boom, boom.
Another level.
All right. Genre of music.
Reggae. Dub. Kate Clinton is my favorite artist.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah.
Man, is anything else that you need the people to know, whether it's about you or what you're doing, or any type of tool they can use to help them break cycles in their life.
All right, about me, if you really to just, really tap into your wealth, to embrace wealth consciousness, every Tuesday at 7 p.m. I host free wealth seminars for the people at my office, 800 Compton Road, Suite 31. We ask that you just come business casually. If you can come suited and booted,
do so.
But if you can't, just come with some nice pants and a nice shirt tucked in, looking presentable. Don't smell like cigarettes and don't smell like herb. Come in like you're a business person, because we breed businessmen. As far as all the things that I do, my name is Christopher Huffman. You can look me up on IG under Chris Enlighten, Facebook Christopher Huffman, my YouTube page The Enlightened Journey. If you're into meditation and mantras, those are my biggest sellers. I get a lot of money from YouTube every month. One thing that I do is help people with anxiety. I'm going to give this to the people. It's called the Breath of Seven.
Okay.
So the Breath of Seven, if you're feeling frustrated, scared, a lot of anxiety, you want to take one deep breath in until you can't fit any more air in. Hold it for 3 seconds and let out 2. Take in 2 deep breaths. Through the nose preferably. Out 4. In the nose 3 times, out 6. In the nose 4 times, out 8. In the nose 5 times, out 10. In the nose 6 times, out 12. In the nose 7 times, and out 14. And go back down. 6, 12, 5, 10, 4, 8, 3, 6, 2, 4, 1, 2. When you're done with that, when you open your eyes, you're going to see a shadow around everything. You're going to feel this euphoric feeling of bliss. And no matter where you are, no matter what you're going through, you can do it in silence and no one knows. It'll lower your heart rate and get you to that peace. It'll help you resonate at that 7 frequency. I used to make binaural beats. In binaural beats, one frequency is 14 megahertz per second, the other one's at 7. And your brain's going to deduct it too when you're listening to it and get you at that peaceful state. And that's what the Breath of Seven does for people.
Man, I hope y'all take that, and I hope y'all use that, and I hope y'all listen to this conversation and was able to do some jewels that you can utilize in your life, put in your brain, put into your routine. I want the young man listening, again, because I'm gonna speak to us, to start to structure your life around routines. Routines are things that you want to do. Things, if you know, like me, working out is euphoric. Breath work is euphoric. You can get to these spaces of enlightenment and spaces of creation if you just start structuring around routines and build consistency around it.
One more thing before you finish. A lot of you guys listen to this may have challenges finding your true self. So what I'm imploring you to do is go out and find someone on YouTube, wherever you are in the world, and stalk them. Mimic whatever they're doing on a small level until you can supersede what they're doing. That's how you find mastery. But keep going, searching for a whole bunch of people. If you just focus on one person, you'll be good. But when you mimic a whole bunch of other masters, that's mastery.
And organically, you will start to add yourself to your own identity. And then you'll have that structure. You won't be out here looking for an identity, which is unfortunately what I be seeing. And real quick, it's a lot going on in the world. How do you feel about the political landscape and how it disrupts our capacity to break cycles?
One thing, I'm a believer of nothing exists until you focus on it. So if you're always focused on things that you don't have control of, you'll be in disarray. So one thing that I do is I focus more on being indifferent. I don't either care or it bothers me. I'm looking at things on a higher plane, looking down on, giving it time to come to my mind for me to decide. A lot of people, they're surface level with things, and they become what I call verbally reactionary. Someone to say something, I'm mad, I want to tell you. All I'm doing is feeding more energy to it. So when you feed that flame, it gets hot. So what I do, I focus more on being indifferent. I take it in And I always do the GIGO method, and it's a technical term meaning garbage in, garbage out. So I take garbage in and light out. I do the, give
okay.
Garbage in, whatever it is, I take it, I process it, and I just give thanks.
I got 9 books just based off this conversation that I'm gonna write.
Yeah.
That's a wonderful perspective.
Yeah.
And I really appreciate you, brother, for coming and sharing. First of many for sure. Yeah. I'm looking forward to us connecting in the financial education space as well as the life insurance. Again, I think everybody should have life insurance, especially if financial education, breaking bad, negative generational cycles. Again, we talked about it earlier. I'm not mad at my mom for not educating me financially. She couldn't teach me what she did not know. But now that you have access to brothers like Christopher Huffman and a plethora of others online, like he said, start to tap in. You got to start somewhere. And you're only going to break a cycle if you're able to identify. Locking in is identifying. I look forward to more conversations with not only my brother Chris, but with you all. Let's help each other break cycles. And I'm looking forward to the next one.
Peace.
Man, I appreciate you. Let me get her.